Aa, bunu göstermem lazım. Şeyin Dark Souls'un speedrun'ı bu. Dark Souls'un speedrun'ı yapmışlar. Nasıl göster? Çok gösterdim oğlum, artık gerek yok. Niye dondu? Kaç dakika? Hepsini izlemeyeceğiz. Bir bölümünü izleyeceğiz ama yani tam akıl çıkarmalık abi, öyle diyeyim.
And ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to announce that donation incentive has been...
Ben bir bölümünü izledim. Bak mesela ilk boss'u göstereyim ilk önce, sonra buraya geliriz. 18.36. 18.36'ya geleceğiz, unutmayın. Bir ilk boss'u göstermek istiyorum abi. İlk boss'u nasıl kesti çok merak ediyorum. Yani çok göstermek istiyorum bak. Glitch'li mi? Glitch'li. Oğlum glitch'li olsun ne fark eder lan? Glitch'siz de içinden geçer bu herif.
2 or 3 donations real quick.
Glitch'li olması neyi fark eder? Hiç ölmeden değildir. Abi yani hiç ölmesine gerek yok. Ya bak, İlk adamı nasıl kestiğini görünce zaten şey diyeceksin yani. Diyeceksin ki tamam, bu herif gelsin beni siksin yani. Bak. İlk doğduğu anı göstereceğim. Kim bu kadar yavaş ya? Glitch'siz 43 dakika neydi? Yok, bu glitch'li ama all bosses. Bak adam dümdüz koşuyor abi. Dümdüz koşuyor. İlk boss'a gidiyor abi.
Just saving time
Gidiyor,
healing.
gidiyor. İlk boss'a
The
geliyor.
S-Stock that we start with is actually really bad. We're literally going to be dropping it.
Bu arada Thief seçiyor karakter olarak. Thief seçmesinin sebebi de Spook diye bir şey var. Spook da yüksekten atlanıp damage yememesini sağlıyor.
As soon as we can. This is the first boss. I'm going to be doing 13 R1s, 4 charged R2s, and 2 R1s total.
Bak adam yapacağı şeyleri sayıyor. 13 tane R1, 2 tane charge R2, 2 tane R1 yapacağım diyor. Boss'u nasıl öldüreceğini bak söylüyor. Daha boss başlamadı yani. Boss'un animasyonları görmedi. Hiçbir boku görmedi. Adam ne yapacağını söylüyor.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. 2 charged R2s while he's transforming. Now I'm going to regen stam so I can do 2 more charged R2s to stagger and then immediately counter hit. And now 2 R1s to finish the fight. And that's boss 1. And literally now we're going to drop the S-Stock because we don't like the S-Stock. But also it does save us, I think, 4 inputs over the course of the run. So there is a reason that we're actually dropping it.
Ve bu arada adam normal zaman dışında hiçbir zaman inventörü açmıyor. Ne bir kapı filan açarken, yani engelleyemeyeceği bir animasyon varken tamamen bütün animasyonları değiştiriyor.
Now we're just going to run into Firelink here. Or we can think of it kind of as the supermarket, because this is where we're going to do all our shopping for the run.
Biraz ilerleyelim.
With fire, some stuff.
Bossları görelim istiyorum. Abi çok güzel bir şey. Arada Twitch işi çok kötü ya.
Through, but we could also always use more.
Lord Power, ben anlamadım ondan
Alright,
bir
so
şey
first thing
ya.
I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab the
anlamadım.
resin. Which resin is something you use to buff your weapon in this game, like in the other Souls games.
Midiri açalım ona. Hepsini izlemek istiyorum. Bütün speedrun'ı izlemeyeceğim
But
ama
we infused our
bütün
short
bossları
sword with
izlemek
fire
istiyorum.
element, so normally that means that you can't buff your weapon with resin.
Bu arada şimdi bir şeyi infuse'ladığında bana söylemiştiniz ya, bir şeyleri, yani bir silah infuse'ladığında resin yapamıyorsun. Onu söylemiştiniz. Infuse'da mesela birisi bir silah özel bir özellik ekliyorsun. Ateş özelliği ekliyorsun. Ben heavy jam katmıştım. STR'yi arttırmıştı. Bir şey ekliyorsun. Onu eklediğinde resin basamıyorsun. Adam bir bug kullanıyor. Infuse'lu herhangi bir şeye resin atabiliyorsun.
But the tumble buff is going to let us do exactly that. There's one more item we need. for the tumble buff, and it's one of the most annoying to get. So hopefully I don't die here or have to quit out, but I may have to quit out at least. We'll see. So this guy is scary. That's not a bad attack though. Okay, so I'm gonna get on this ladder from the right here. Is this guy? Okay, or not.
Herhangi bir sıkıntı olduğuna veya çekmek istediği bir tane çekmek istemediği bir mob çekince oyundan direkt çıkıyorlar. Çünkü oyundan çıkıp oyundan girdiğinde senin yerin sabit kalıyor. Fakat mobların yerleri default'una gidiyor bu arada.
Kinda runs on the ladder, I think. So. And now one of the things you can use quit outs for in this game is it de-aggroes all the enemies.
Ve agrolarını sıfırlıyor.
They all return to their original spawn position. There's some other stuff we're gonna do with quit outs later, like for skips and stuff.
Ya inanılmaz oğlum.
Yani... But already you're gonna see us using spook now.
Ha bak, spook yüksekten atladığında damage yemiyorsun. Bak spook basıyor.
You can do this drop a little bit differently without spook, but you will take a lot of fall damage and have to heal it off, which is
baksana damage yemiyor.
That's an ember. Talk more about it later. That's just a safety item, basically. So now we've got our tumble buff stuff. I'm going to equip it. I have to run up here. I have to come up.
Bunu geç. Bunları geç. Boss'u nasıl geçecek? Bekle.
And now I'm immediately going to start prepping the tumble buff. So the first step of prepping a tumble buff is to try to use the item but fail. Do you get that what we call a butt scratch animation?
Şimdi bir bug yapıyor işte, resin bug'ı. Rezine basmak için ilk önce olmayan bir item'ı kullanmaya çalışıyor veya kullanamayacağı bir item'ı. O götünü kaşıma animasyonu yapıyor. Ondan sonra başka bir silaha geçiyor.
So that's step one.
Ondan sonra birkaç şey daha yapıyor.
You can also successfully use the item and it'll still prep it for a tumble buff, but in this case we want to we can't use the item normally, so we'd rather just we have to just butt scratch. And now I'm going to drop it from my inventory. This isn't technically necessary for the tumble buff, but it does mean that I'm also duping the resin.
Aynı zamanda rezini dupe'layacak şimdi.
And then I cast spook, spam.
Bak, büyü yapıyor. Tam büyü yaparken atak yapıyor. Ondan sonra rezini alıyor. Tam onu yaparsa hem rezini basmış oluyor hem de rezini dupe'lamış oluyor.
Throwing animation. End of the spook animation. And instead of throwing the daggers, even though I get the dagger animation, I actually use the resin. One hit off there. We have a strat to cancel the charge there, but with the RNG he was giving me, I wanted to see if I could kill him without canceling. Thank you.
Ya ne diyeyim?
It makes the doors
ne diyeyim ya, ne diyeyim? Neyse bak, bir sonraki boss'a gidiyoruz. İzledikçe daha sinirim oluyor bu arada. Yani ben bundan şeyi izledim. Ben bunu izlemedim şey diye. İlk yaptığı zaman izlemedim. Sonra bitirdikten sonra Dark Souls'u sıfırdan izledim. Ve hepsini izlemedim zaten. Crystal Sage var ya, benim biraz zorlandığım. Crystal Sage'i bir geçecek, kafa yiyeceksiniz. Ben Crystal Sage'de böyle kolumu yedim.
They're really hard to consistently avoid them. Oh, nice legs.
Dur.
But yeah, you'll probably get to see some of them teleport. Perhaps, I don't know, a shortcut gate that we're only supposed to...
Dur bir dakika. Bir tane boss kesti orada. Arada bir tane boss gitti ya. Ha bak, şu boss. Ben bunu kolay kesmiştim de ya, bu herifin yapacağı sinirici.
That we picked up onto a fire weapon, which because of the way defenses are calculated in Dark Souls 3 means we're going to do a lot more damage than we did with lightning and on a fire weapon. And Greatwood is also weak to fire, so he gets pretty destroyed. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2 on this hand. I run away to stop him from doing an attack because I don't want him to do an attack. I want him to go straight into phase 2. So I run away. Then I run back in now. Should be good. Yep. Break that with 1 hit. Now this is phase 2. 1, 2, and then 4. 3, 4. That's Greatwood.
Ben yorum bile yapmak istemiyorum. Yani Allah her şeyin belasını versin.
Now we just went back to long rested.
Her şeyin belasını
back to last rested.
Yani
Now we're coming up
to
the first hardest trick in the game. There are two tricks that are generally considered some of the hardest in the run.
Neyse.
If you're ready with
ilerleyelim biraz.
Things
Az sonra bir tane glitch yapacak. Böyle glitch'i göstermek istiyorum bu arada. Pontiff de var ya, eliniz kolunuz oynayacak.
$250 donation from Dylan M. That says had to donate.
Dur bak, Pontiff demişim. O glitch'i göstereceğim şimdi.
I didn't die, but I didn't get it.
Heh,
I didn't get what I needed either.
Glitch şu bu arada. Glitch'i tam anlatıyor bir yerde. Hani ölürken kamera yukarıya odaklanıyor ya. Hatırlıyor musunuz? Şey olduğunda, öldüğünüzde, yani bir pite düştüğünüzde kamera yukarıdan gösteriyor size. O bir şeymiş. Yani bütün neredeyse düşebileceğin yerlere adamlar trigger, yani tetikleme noktası koymuş. O tetikleme noktasına tıkladığında kamera o yukarı noktasına geçiyormuş. Bir noktada oyunda yanlış yere koymuşlar. Çok yukarıya koymuşlar. Yani deliğin en yukarısına koymuşlar. Ve adam düşmeden o tetiği alabiliyor. O tetiği aldığında da şu bug oluyor işte.
There we go. We got it. Okay. So I am now what's in what we call a death cam state. This is triggered by the boxes that tell the camera to stay stationed above you when you fall to your death. So they usually put them over pits. That one they put just a little bit too high. We can grab it without dying. And the other thing that death cam does, you'll see in just a second, we can't hit load triggers anymore. So this part of the map is just a little bit deloaded. But anything permanent like walls and trees are still here. But anything that moves like enemies or say perhaps, I don't know, a shortcut gate that we're only supposed to be able to access from the other side. Yeah, those are deloaded. So we're just going to do this. Then we're going to quit out to get rid of the death cam.
Adam şu hareketle
we don't want to go
bütün
fight the next boss
şeyi
like this.
geçiyor.
At least I don't.
Faron Keep'i
Feel
geçiyor.
free to do it at home if you want. The skip still works on current patch.
Bütün Faron Keep'i geçiyor şu hareketle.
And when we load back in, we're just gonna pop this open. We just skipped all of Farron Keep. We just skipped the entire swamp, all the fires we have to extinguish. So it saves about 1:40 actually. It's also one of the biggest skips in the run.
Bu arada adam ne dedi biliyor musun
well.
az önce? Faron Keep'i geçtik, yani 1 dakika 40 dakika atladık. Faron Keep'i 1 dakika 40 saniyede bitiriyorlar. Faron Keep'ını 1 dakika 40 saniyede bitirebiliyorlar.
As being one of the hardest.
Hani ondan yani geçmesinden daha sinir olan laf bu bence yani.
So second try but not dying to it. I'm pretty happy with. And we're coming up to another skip immediately too. So if you like skips, you'll like Dark Souls 3. Just paying attention here. Okay. So the next boss is Abyss Watchers, and you're gonna see me do some stuff at the gate.
Abyss Watcher'ı biri kırıyor. Bak geliyor bak. Abyss Watcher zor diye düşünüyorsunuz değil mi? Ben bu arada Abyss Watcher'ı neredeyse tekte geçtim galiba. Neyse, Abyss Watcher zor değil mi?
I'm doing that.
Bekle. Abyss Watcher'ın anasını sikecek şimdi. Bekleyin.
Our damage at this point is not great even with the
Şimdi
tumble off here. So
oyunda şöyle bir şey varmış abi.
Just quit out.
Abyss Watcher'da şöyle bir bug, Abyss Watcher'da değil. Oyunda şöyle bir bug var. Oyunda bossların atak animasyonları, cartları, AI'ların hepsi, hani bir tane boss'a başlayınca sis oluyor ya. O siste şey var. SMG çok teşekkürler bu arada 17. ay için, canımsın, en iyi abonemsin. Yani bossların AI'yi o sise bağlıymış. Sis aktive olduğunda boss'un AI'yi aktive oluyor. Adam sisi kırdığı için boss'un AI'yi aktive olmuyor.
Quit out and reload.
Boss çalışmıyor kısaca.
Can't really get out of.
Ne dediğimi az sonra daha anlayacaksınız.
So now we just loaded into the fight without activating the fog gate, and the fog gate, as it turns out, is the trigger for their AI. So, yeah, we're just kind of gonna slowly put them out of their misery. And watch the Watcher's animation here as I skip this cutscene.
Stage 2'ye geçiyor hop yine.
Immediately stands up, yeah. So his Phase 2 AI, for whatever reason, is also tied to the fog gate. This is the only boss we can glitch like this, though, on current patch. Or even on all bosses patch.
Bize nasip oluyor bu.
A lot of
Yapabilirsen-
bosses
evet.
actually work the same way, but... yes, okay, clap for that, that's fine. Now I'm doing another application of the tumble buff glitch. I tried to use a soul and then
Diğer
canceled
bossları
it.
yapamıyorsun. Yapabiliyorsun da daha zor.
And then I did the tumble buff, the same button combination I'd use for tumble buff. Casting spook and then spamming a dagger right at the...
Şimdi bir sonraki boss'a gidelim. Mini o kadar hızlı kullanıyor ki anlamıyorum ne oluyor. Evet. Al bak.
7 hits on this bracelet. 2.
Volnir'e geldi bu arada. Ya bir dakika geçtim Volnir'e geldi direkt. Anlamadım bile yani.
3, 4, 5, 6. I don't want to break it in this position, actually. I want to wait till it's there. Ah. That was a hand hit there. Hand hits do seriously reduced damage to the bracelet. Almost none. Saw that coming. Okay. There we go. So that's unfortunate, but we're not dead. Yeah, hand hits do severely reduce
Çok
damage
kötüymüş
to the
be.
bracelet.
Geliyor.
Like almost negligible, at least in terms of the speedrun cycle.
Ya bu insanlık mı
So
arkadaşlar?
anytime you swing at his arm and see the
Ya bu insanlık mı?
hand move, you know, you basically just can't count
Speedrun'lar
that.
oyunları bug'ları yok etmenin manasında arkadaşlar. Sadece speedrun o değil yani. Speedrun birçok şey. Ama bu ya bu farklı bir şey arkadaşlar. Yani bu müthiş bir şey yani. Yani normal bug'sız speedrun'lar da var. Speedrun sadece bir şey değil. Yani all bosses var, no glitch var, any percent var. Yani var oğlu var. Ama yani müthiş bir şey abi bu yani.
Hit. But we played it safe there to make
We
sure
played
didn't
it
die.
safe diyor ya. Adam bozuk 30 saniyede kesti. Güvenli oynadım diyor.
Okay. Because the vape will kill you really fast. Now we're just running down here to pick up one more upgrade material, and we're also going to grab a bonfire that we can use to warp to a boss later, which is what makes it okay for us to go all the way down here to get this upgrade material. Because otherwise, you know, this one would be way too out of the way. So this is the second and final upgrade material we'll be picking up. And there's a small trick here I'm going to go for, because it doesn't waste any time to try for it, but... missed it. So... basically, that skeleton doesn't always follow you, but... basically, you can activate the bone and the bonfire at the same time, which brings up the bone menu while you're using the bonfire.
1 saat
It looks
30 dakika
cool,
falan.
but it
Ve bütün
saves,
bossları
like,
kesiyor
barely
bu
any
arada.
time, but it does save a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to buy our materials here, buy all the homeward bones we'll use for the rest of the run,
Baksana abi
and
bak
upgrade to
ya.
+4. We're also going to upgrade our Estus while we're here. Infusing with Sharp, which I got the Sharp Gem in Undead Settlement. Sharp Gem is very important. Twin Blades, a lot of people talk about how overpowered Twin Blades are. And they are really good when they're set up right, but actually
Bu
when you get
arada
them,
adam o
like,
kadar level alıyor ki tek gelişinde soft cap'e ulaşıyor. Dexterity soft cap'ine. Tek
as a starter
gelişinde
weapon, they're not that
39
great.
level
They're much
ulaşıyor.
better
40
weapons.
soft cap
Their
ama yani
scaling is what's good about them. Their base damage isn't very good. So until you've got it infused sharp and you've got soft cap decks like we do, they're kind of meh. And then we're running on our way to our next boss, Crystal Sage.
baba Crystal
I think we
Sage'i
could
nasıl
do-
sikecek izleyin.
A few donations on the way to Crystal Sage. Should be fun.
Of
Crystal
course,
Sage'e ben
we got a
kafayı
lot of
yedim.
love for you and the Souls-like games. We got Paul G rolls in with $250, saying, "Knock it out the park, Spacey. Praise the sun. Money towards the Bloodborne run." You know, speaking of Bloodborne, we are just under $50,000 away. That gap is closing really quick. Thank you guys for all the donations rolling. 500. I think I definitely.
Even though we,
İlerleyelim. Ay
hopefully-
çok iyi ya.
wow, this area is super laggy for some reason. Hopefully it doesn't persist in other areas.
Adam dümdüz.
But the request
abi.
increases.
Hiç şey yok yani.
But
Vay efendim, boss varmış,
having
bir şey
better
varmış, adam
stamina
varmış ya,
regen is
siktir git
a
diyor.
big deal.
Bak.
Okay, so there's two ways we can do this boss. Since he gave me that, he didn't give me the other opener. This is what I have to do. Come on, he's trolling me here. There we go. You can parry Sage, Pog.
Ben buna peri atılabildiğini burada öğrendim.
Oh, and then I messed it up. Ugh. That's what I get for trying to meme,
Zaten
I guess.
öldü boss. Boss bitti yani.
He only needs one hit. Oh, he's right by the door at least.
Ne dondu ya? Donma. Ya şey beğenmiyorum. Twitch'in.
Okay, that was my bad.
Oyundan zevk alıyor mu? Oğlum alıyor tabi. Bak bu farklı abi. Oyunu zaten herif normal bitirmiştir. Ama sen ya bunun yarışması daha farklı. Bu müthiş bir yetenek yani.
Focusing too much on the memes. Yeah, so you can parry that one particular attack. But then when he's getting up from the riposte, you can't attack him too early or you'll whiff like that because he'll still be in iframes. So I messed up the one cycle, but yeah, that parry is the strat. Parry riposte bundle 4R1s. Now we're coming up to some more dogs. This is the place where you're most likely to get to see them teleport, unless I have to quit out areas.
Falan
Going this.
gösteriyor.
If I can get one, and it's like actually terrible because
Kimdi?
you know otherwise there are strats you could do. I think they're gone though. There's strats you could do otherwise, you know, like getting them caught on objects to get them stuck. But dogs, it doesn't matter. They will just tell right out of the map and just die. I love dogs in real
Into
life,
the
by the
AM'den
way.
aldım. Yabancı bir şey.
But not in this game. Okay, sorry, let me get my menu here. All right, so now I'm going to talk about, now's when I'm going to explain stamina management. Stamina management is my stamina there is my green bar. And basically,
2 dakika atlayalım. Şeye
it is the fastest way to get through this mud.
Dagger'laya şeye geçiyor. Buradaki oktan yeri geçiyor.
All right, and then I also picked up a ring. It's the first ring
2
we're gonna
dakika
get.
boss ölür.
It's a damage ring called Lloyd's Sword Ring. And what it does is gives me a 10% damage boost at full health. So, you know, in DS1 they use red tier
Bak
stone
2
ring,
dakika geçtim, adam benim 2 günde geldiğim yere geldi bu arada.
which gives you like, I think in that game it's 50%, while it, like really low health, I don't remember how much. But in this one, RTSR is nerfed and also later in the game and also slower to get. So we don't actually use RTSR in this one, we just use Lloyd's instead, which gives us 10% while at full health.
Ben 2 gündür
so you'll see
oynuyorum,
me
daha
top off a
gelemedim.
lot before bosses, even when
Ya
I'm...
bu arada biz izlemeye başlayalı 30 dakika oldu. Ben 30 dakikada ilk boss'taydım.
Look like I have more health than I need, and that's so that I can get that 10% buff. And there are some fights where that really matters for the cycle, where the cycles go way different if you accidentally get hit early. So sometimes you want to trade on bosses, and sometimes it's not worth trading because you'll lose Lloyd. But this is Deacons. Deacons, I think most people find this boss annoying, but really easy casually. They are still annoying in the speedrun. In other categories, they're actually difficult. Nice. Jumped out at the last second. That can happen. Obviously loses time if it does. Forward. Oh. Yeah, see, he poked me there, and then I got Wrath of Gods. That's why Deacons are annoying. Less about dying and more about just losing time.
Bu arada yani fark etmediyseniz o adam az önce boss'a koşarken kıyafet giymiyordu. Bir ara kıyafet giydi ve öyle kesti.
We're gonna warp to, we're on our way to Pontiff now. A
Baba,
lot of people's,
Pontiff geliyor, Pontiff.
Pontiff is the ring. Sometimes we call him him. The foot positioning is. But I still like it, and it looks really
Bak
cool.
bu çok güzel.
I forgot to buy some stuff.
Bak bu çok güzel. Burasında ben kafayı yemiştim. Hadi Twitch. Yapma, yapma evladım. Yapma bir tane. Herhangi boss öldü mü? Bilmem, izleyeceğiz. Ya Twitch yapma ya. Geriye gidelim bir tane.
But I still like it, and it looks really cool.
Yine
I
almak
forgot to buy
çalıştı
some
ya.
stuff. I'll have to buy it later. It's fine.
YouTube'da yok bu arada. Daha
So yeah, you just stand right
yüklememişler.
about here.
Bak tam spesifik
This
yerde
attack always
duruyor.
goes the same distance. Just boop him on the snoot. Then give him some belly rubs. And he nicely hands us a ring. Pay no attention to the death cry. That's unrelated. Yeah, so this ring is a bit more complicated to explain, but it's also a damage
İzledikçe
ring.
sinirim bozuluyor
What
ya.
it does is, the way the game just describes it, the game just
İzledikçe
says
sinirim
successive
bozuluyor.
hits give you a damage buff, but the way it actually
Şu ana
works is
kadar
it
ne
gives
zaman
you
chatim onu okusam desem hiç ben
for
kaçırıp bir
each
hesap oluyordum.
like 3 hits
Buradan
with the kind of
başokusam.
weapon we're using.
Üf, uluç bekliyorum yiğidim.
Within 5 seconds, it'll give us a stack of its buff, and then at each level, like each number of stacks, you get a different damage boost. Actually, you get another 10% buff. But we're using
Çakmama
twin
elime attım,
blades.
adam boss'u
So
geçmiş.
twin blade L1s, each half of the hit, since they're separate hitboxes, counts as 1 hit. So we can get it a lot faster
Richard
with
Biden.
twin blades than you
Çok
could with the normal
teşekkürler.
weapon. Oh yeah, we're out of bounds, by the way. Just really quick.
Çok teşekkürler
You can
13
clap for
milyar
that. It's
ay
harder
için.
than
Ve
it looks, but
tier 3
it's not,
abonelik için. Bir Future Prize için
not the
çok
hardest
alayım
skip in the run by
arkadaşlar.
any means.
Çok teşekkürler abi abone olduğu için, canımsın. En iyi haber
That was
yaptın.
found by this hex, our skip finding god. You might see some of his skips in the Bloodborne run as well. He has found a lot for Dark Souls and Bloodborne. He's a good guy. So now this water, this is deep water. We're actually just gonna fast roll through this rather than using the dagger.
Uluç. Çok teşekkürler. tekrardan
Because
abone olduğu için,
fast rolling is
canımsın.
faster
İyi
than
haber
using the
yaptın.
dagger. The
Eyvallah.
reason we couldn't fast roll through the swamp is because, or the muck, is because it literally prevents you from fast rolling. You get stuck with a slower roll animation we call a fat roll. I'll explain a little bit more about how that works later as well when we get to Grand Archives.
Aa bu arada 2 haftaya falan bir tane Lego yayını yapacağım, haberiniz olsun. Güzel bir Lego geliyor.
So here's a good example of stamina management to affect when an enemy aggroes. So I want to be low on stamina when I approach this chair here and then start sprinting now. And see, he noticed me later there because I was quiet, because I have no armor on, and also because I walked behind him. That's just a little tiny strat. Otherwise, you have to roll,
Legendary
which
aynen.
is a little bit slower than just being able to run by him. So you use our second
Bu
skull.
arada skull diye bir şey var. O skull'ı attığında köpekler o skull'a koşuyor.
But then there are 3 more dogs up here, which are incredibly mean. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to quit out and hope that they don't teleport into me and attack. There we go. Yeah, that part sucks. They jumped at me immediately as well, which they don't always do. Sometimes they'll just stay there and bark at you, and that's really what you want to see. And you can run by them and get around the corner and hopefully not have to quit
Bu arada
out or
oyundan
have to
çıkıp
heal.
çıkmasının sebebi mobila'nın bütün agrosunu
So having to quit out and
deaktive
having to
ediyor.
heal here is slow, but we need to be at full health because we need our Lloyd's buff for the Pontiff cycle. So we're coming up to Pontiff. This boss is challenging a lot casual, like when you first get to him, but and he challenges new runners a bit too, a
Dümdüz
lot,
koştu, Pontiff'e geldi abi.
because you really have to nail the cycle, and it is a lot of button presses,
Bu arada
especially with
arkadaşlar
twin
giyindi
blades. You
fark
have to do fairly
ettiyseniz.
quickly. But once you're used to him, he's really
Bak
not
bak
bad.
Pontiff'e bak şimdi.
So I'm gonna parry,
Bunu ben de yaptım.
riposte,
Zaten öldü abi herif.
stay in front of him, 2 L1s. Parry, riposte again after I switch shields for stam. I'm gonna get behind him. That makes him take more time turning around before he goes phase 2. Just back out for the AoE. And he's just 1 hit from dead here.
Bitti, bu kadar. Kendinize
That's
iyi bakın.
Pontiff. Grab this bonfire for safety. And now we've got another long run. So, yeah, why don't we go ahead and do some donations?
Sure, let's go ahead with that.
Oh,
I
no,
have
abi.
$500 rolling in. by the leakest wink, saying super excited for the Dark Souls 3 run. Best of skill to Spacey 1. Hope to see no Storm Ruler Yorm. And ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to announce that donation incentive has been met.
Nice.
Evet, aynen onlar inanılmaz. Bu arada izlemediyseniz Bloodborne Speedrun'ı bundan sonraki ve inanılmaz iyiymiş. Ben izlemiyorum. Çok iyi olduğunu söylüyorlar ama izleyemiyorum. Bloodborne'u oynayacağım için spoiler yemek istemiyorum. Ama çok iyiymiş. Yani kesinlikle izleyin.
We have an anonymous $500 donation that says, "Gotta donate to my favorite Souls game. Keep up the good work, everyone."
All right, so we've got one item that we're picking up here that's of note. This is what we're going to use to buy our large shards here, so we don't have to pick up any more. And then that's pretty much the only other item. Running through this area is scary at first, but if you're consistent with your
Pazartesi
stamina,
başlayalım
these
diyorum.
enemies
Ne
are fairly
dersiniz?
consistent.
Bloodborne'da.
And then we're just going to be coming up to a giant elevator that we're going to have to wait for. And we're just going to dupe once while we're waiting for that elevator. But go ahead and read some more donations.
DS2'den emin değilim ya.
$250 coming in from Lord Raven, saying, "Come on, people. You know you want to see not only Bloodborne, but more GDQ. Let's get some more Bloodborne hype."
Oy!
We have a $100 donation
Tekrardan
from
abone olduk. Çok teşekkürler
Jason,
canımsın.
saying,
İyi
"Finally a
adamsın,
Souls
eyvallah
game.
abi.
These games give me back the old feelings of not being able to beat it, and then the relief of moving on to the next area. Lost my mother to cancer 2 years ago. Let's slay this boss once and for all, and kindle a fire for all the souls we lost to it."
Bakalım, bir söz
Money to
vermiyorum. Aklımda
Bloodborne.
pazartesi var ama pazarda olabilirse yaparım.
Yeah, this is like the slowest elevator in the game. I think I'm gonna just rest at this bonfire anyway. We're definitely gonna grab it because not grabbing this bonfire, if I do happen to die, not grabbing this bonfire is a massive time loss. Wow, like it's like 5 minutes just for the run back.
Hiç acımaz, yaparsın.
Then we're gonna run through Silver Knight. I hope this doesn't mess up his cycle because I want you to see there's a thing he can do. It's really funny. Hopefully he does the normal attack.
Ya Paso, ya inventory'de Paso bir şeyler
Yeah, there
yapıyor
we go.
ama gözüm o kadar hızlı
Yeah,
değil
so that just
yani.
misses somehow. You're like right there. It looks like you're right in the hitbox. I guess it just has a late start up, but it's pretty funny.
Lawless neredeydin ya? Bayağıdır görmüyorum.
Now we're gonna jump down to Aldrich on these stairs here.
Batu oku 3
You don't actually need Spook even to survive this fall without taking fall damage, provided that I do not land on the chest.
Ben Dark Souls 2'nin kötü
If I
olduğunu
land anywhere
düşünmüyorum.
but the chest,
Dark
I will be
Souls
fine.
2'nin
But
seyir
it saves us
zevkinin
2
iyi
seconds
olduğunu
casting
düşünmüyorum.
Spook. That's the chest. That's lag. There we go.
What?
Yeah, so this is Aldrich.
Nasıl
The main
demeyeceğim
strat here, Aldrich is mostly about knowing how to punish his attacks, but he's also partly about just kind of RNG. We're going to be kind of manipulating where he teleports to make sure that he doesn't give us phase 2 arrows. But that's about all we can manipulate with this fight, unfortunately. Phase 1 arrows is fine. Just do that behind him. Oh, he also takes more damage if you hit him in the Gwendolyn. So we try to do that as much as possible. Yeah, so he teleports as far from me as possible. So what I do is I stand very slightly on...
Anlıyorum. Adam nereye teleportlanacağını manipüle ediyor. Anlamaktayım. Kendinize iyi bakın.
Yeah, so I stand very slightly on the opposite end of one particular corner. And then when he's about to go there, I start running.
Canına bak.
This is the worst attack.
Estus basmıyor.
And play it safe. Okay. That's fine. 3 cycle.
Anlamaktayım.
Yeah, so that fight, unfortunately, whether you get a 2 or a 3 cycle kind of just depends on what attacks he gives you. And he gave me,
Sanko oyunu
he did
oynarken
not give
bulursam
me
kullanırım. Yoksa onun için şey yapmayacağım.
any particularly good attacks there to get a 2 cycle. So now we're going to buy these. I'm going to sell my souls. In a normal run, we've actually routed out even selling any souls at all because it is faster by a few seconds to not ever have to go into that part of the inventory.
Eyvallah bu arada işleri için.
But for a marathon run, I'm going to sell souls and just get a little bit of extra health.
Ya müthiş yani. Ya
And we're actually going to get all of that extra
bu bir
health
yetenek
right now.
abi bu yani ya
This
bu
is gonna look
yetenekten de
disgusting, but I promise this is the only time we'll be touching vigor. We do actually need at some point to get 20 vigor.
müthiş abi ya. Ben yorum bile yapamıyorum.
But for marathon safety, we'll just get 24 and we'll get it right now. Just a minute.
Çok etkileyici abi. Sanat, aynen sanatmış da yani.
And now we're on our way to Yorm, so we'll be coming up to that incentive. But we got one cool skip before we do.
Alttaki 1.5 milyon donate var mı? Evet. Bu AGDQ diye geçiyor. AGDQ her sene yazın ve kışın iki kere yapılan bir etkinlik. Ve o etkinlikte speedrunner'lar toplanıyor. Bir hafta boyunca durmadan 24 saat 7 gün boyunca yayın yapılıyor ve speedrunlar yapılıyor. Ve kanser için bağış toplanıyor.
$250 coming in from Pontiff Sullivan saying stop stabbing me. I worked hard for those
Bir tattım.
souls.
Yes, biz de 50.000 bir tattık buraya. Bu arada.
And then we have a $1,000 donation. Kept anonymous, but it's saying 1,000 blood echoes
Para
to
1,5
see
milyon,
Zeus
1,5
make
abi, 1,5
Bloodborne look
milyon.
easy. Free the beard and unlock the ladders.
We get one more.
We have $200 coming in from Tunneling Geek saying, Bloodborne run anyone? Let's go!
All right, so we're in the Earthhill Dungeon. This is
Burası
another
bu
place
bak,
people
genel olarak
get
kanser
lost a lot
tedavisi
in
için.
casually and they hate it, but we have a skip here you can do if you really hate this area and you just want to get through it as quickly as possible. You just, okay, walk on here a little bit. Yeah, so I'm going to position myself right here.
Kıracak yine,
Cast
bak, kıracak
Spook
şimdi.
again to buffer the roll input, and then roll and land right on that. And that is just high enough, just close enough to you that you will not die from fall damage, even as long as you have Spook on. Tears of Denial will also let you land there.
Anlıyorum.
Drop down here. Okay.
Kesinlikle yani.
I'm actually going to warp back to Firelink really quick, because I forgot
Anlamaktayım.
that jump that I missed way back in Catacombs. There's a route adjustment I have to make if I missed that jump and I forgot about it, and it's not super crucial. I'm going to go ahead and warp back.
Sure. The name of those against. We have another $1,000 donation. What it says.
Boss'a gelelim yine.
Time.
Bu şimdi resim
Bloodborne
olmayan dünya rekoru mu? Dünya rekoru değil. Dünya rekorlarına buradan bakabilirsiniz bu arada. Speedrun'la ilgileniyorsanız veya böyle bir şey siz de yapmak isterseniz speedrun.com var. Zaten hepsinin şey. Burada aynı zamanda tutorial'lar falan da var. Yani herhangi bir şeyin speedrun'ını yapabilirsiniz. Yapmak isterseniz buraya girip herhangi bir oyunu yazabilirsiniz. Baya tutorial'lar falan var. Sadece hani şey yok. Yani milyonlarca yöntem var. Dark Souls'u mesela All Boss var, Glitchless var, Glitchli var, No Hit Run'lar var. Baya bildiğin var. Uf Çağrı. Çok teşekkürler abi abone olduğun için, canımsın. Yeni abonemsin, eyvallah abi. Bak Dark Souls 3'e bakıyoruz. Bu ne? İçine sıçtı bu arada site. Aynen site shit. Site içine sıçtı. Neyse devam edelim.
We have $50 from Bloodborne Incentive that says, I really want to be met, please.
Dark Souls'u takla atmadan bitirenler var. Bu
Alright, so
bir yerde takla atmadan boss kesiyor.
His name is Yorm. He's meant to be, there we go. He's meant to be a gimmick boss. There's an item in his room which you can charge up, and it does insane damage to Yorm and only to Yorm. It's just a Demon Souls reference basically, but you can actually kill him without it, and because of the incentive, that's what we're gonna do. But we are still gonna pick up
şeysiz
the
mi
Storm Ruler
öldürecek?
because I actually use it for a setup for a skip later. So we will still get to see it in our inventory, and I will have it equipped at one point.
Şeysiz Yorm'u şeysiz kılıçsız öldürecekmiş.
So the trick to Yorm without Storm Ruler, he takes very little damage to his feet, and that's the first thing people tend to notice when they start a fight with him.
Oy. Eray.
Here's the weapon.
Çok teşekkürler abi abone olduğun için, canımsın. Yeni abonemsin, eyvallah abi.
Okay. There we go. But he takes decent damage to his head and his hands. Specifically, when possible, you want to hit his head and then his unbracered hands. He's got a bracer on his one of his hands, and then see you get this. If you hit his head or his unbracered hand, you get a stagger that lets you riposte him.
Şöyle söyleyeyim, ben kılıçla bundan daha yavaş kestim herifi.
Hitting the bracered hand is still worth it because it takes extra damage and it gets you a different stagger. And that stagger.
Bu benim sinirimi çok bozdu şu anda. Şu anda ağlamak istiyorum. Şu an çok sinirim bozdu. Gözüm yaşlandı. Yemin ediyorum ağlayacağım ha. Çok kötü oldu.
That's the less good stagger. And then this is just phase 2.
Neden kılıcı aldı?
I can still hit this hand.
Yani donation toplarken böyle şeyler iddialar oluyor. Kılıçsız bitir demişler. O iddia.
The stomp I'm not too worried about because it doesn't do damage. Here we go. See, we're getting that health bar down pretty fast actually.
Abi inanılmaz ya.
It's definitely not doesn't take as long as some people think it does.
Öldürdü galiba.
Oh, can we I don't think this is gonna kill with the riposte. Oh well. Rip swag finish. But there we go. That's your arm.
Elindekiler kılıç değil mi? Yok. Bu boss'a özel, sadece bu boss'a özel bir tane kılıç var. O şeyden alıyorsun, orada alıyorsun. O kılıçta özel bir atak yapıyor. Özel atakla her vuruşunda 1/4'ini falan götürüyorsun canın. Onsuz yaptı herif.
What bleed does is it doesn't add any extra damage to your weapon at first, but it builds a bar that we can't see. And once that bar fills up, then it does a bunch of damage all at once.
Tabii ki de.
So we'll see that with Dancer here. Kind of just gonna try to focus on this fight though. That's Emma.
Ablayı konuşturmadı bile ya.
We had to put her out of her misery. She was just gonna die
İnanılmaz konuşturmadı bile ya.
Here to trigger the fight. It's a bad opener. This is fine though. Nice.
Bu arada daha rol atmadı.
She's in really good position here.
Bunu hatırlatmak isterim. Hala rol atmadı.
Yep,
rol
that's
atmadı.
A spin kill. That's why I wanted the bleed, because the bleed makes that spin kill possible, and that's a really beautiful strat to nail. I'm happy I got it. Yeah, so you can hit her while she's in her spin there. Her hitbox on that actually only extends kind of in front of her. And sort of,
neyse ben bunu
like
tekte kestim. Olsun.
Ağlay.
So tekte kesemeyen ağlasın.
It's harder than it sounds, I guess, because like she will still track you. So you have to position yourself slightly to the side here.
Direkt bu arada Black Knight fuck gibi
just balance out that good dancer fight. Stuck on a wall there. I want to take this bonfire then.
Korkun hiç bilemiyorum ya.
I have to get this bonfire anyway.
İşime gittim boss'u kaçırdım.
Getting hit by the guys if I want to.
Yani şu anda nefes alsam bile boss kaçıracaksın.
You get iframes while you're lighting bonfires. But it is possible for the enemies to hit you like right as you get out of your bonfire iframes, but before you regain control of your character.
Abi direkt sinir bozuyor. Her şey sinir bozuyor.
I was gonna rest there. But a little extra is nice.
Neden seriye tekrar giriyor? Herhangi bir bütün oyundaki moblar sen oyundan çıkıp tekrar girdiğinde en baştaki spawn pointleri neyse oraya gidiyor. Ve sana agrosu kayboluyor. Eğer çok fazla düşman kovalıyorsa damage yememek için öyle yapıyor direkt.
A lot of people like Oseros.
Ageli bulutta bağlamıyor
casually because of the lore and stuff like that. And I mean the voice acting's good. Like I get that.
Ben biraz fazla gitleyip kutlamış. Evet
it's
ya.
It's mechanically a really annoying fight.
Ya bu
for a few
ya
reasons.
bu git gut değil abi. Bu ayıp yani.
Just hop off that elevator there. Yet again, Spook saving us time in an intended way.
Bu da tabii tamam bakayım.
So I'm gonna equip a specific armor combination.
Silah çeksem ne yapabilirim? Abi çok büyük ihtimalle adam o silahı çoktan alıp seni öldürmüş olur sen silah çekene kadar.
Normally again we're still at base health here. And with this exact armor combination, which is the top part is assassin and the bottom part is the herald set, which is what the extra armor we picked up. We would normally survive one of his phase 2 attacks with exactly 1 HP. And so that allows us to be at base vigor without risking getting killed by this particular attack. So that's a neat bit of min-maxing there.
Speedrun tepkisini gördün mü? Görmedim.
Even with this much health, it's still beneficial to take as little damage from it as possible, because it means I have to heal less. Okay, see, this is one. bad thing. Just immediate vape. If he waits to vape, I can at least stagger him out of it. But yeah, if he does it right after he just staggered, or if he starts the fight with it, I can just hope I can hit his tail.
Pazartesi büyük ihtimalle.
And the worst is sometimes he'll back up into a corner and do that. And then you're just kind of screwed. Okay. See the charge he's about to do? That one. So he finishes his normal charge with this kind of really fast charge. There we go. We got him. no memes there. Yeah, so he can follow up that charge with a really fast charge, but then the thing is that he can just kind of go straight into that charge at point blank range. And you literally cannot dodge it on reaction if you are like right up next to him. I don't know why they allow him to do that right in front of you. Like, if he only did it at long range, which he will also do it at long range, then it's fine because you can dodge it very quickly on reaction.
Ben çok mutsuzum ya.
Yeah, when he does it at close range, there's not always something
Direkt,
you can do
direkt
about it.
mutsuzluk bu abi
We have
yani
a
başka
general
hiçbir şey
idea
değil.
of where you have to be to trigger him to do it, so we try to stay out of that area. We try to stay to his legs.
Alp tamamdır abi bakalım. Öldümüş. Ne ölmesi oğlum? Adam rol bile atmıyor artık ya.
He will like turn.
Ölmeyi geçtim. Rol atmıyorlar. Rol atmıyorlar.
And so that's why we make sure to have enough armor that we can tank that one instant charge without dying. Because there's only so much you can do to prevent it.
Hani öyle bir iyileşmiş ki herif. Boss geldiğinde abi ben öleyim deyip ölecek artık yani.
Skip that bonfire because it saves actually a lot of time if I skip that bonfire because it
o
allows me to
noktaya
just go
geldi herif.
immediately to last rested here after I do what I need to do here.
DLC var mı? Hepsi, bütün
Even though
bosslar.
I'm facing kind of a long run back if I die, I really want to save that time because it saves an extra warp, which RTA, that's a lot. But this is a parry boss.
Peri mi?
There is some RNG in this
Çok
fight
vurdu ya.
with how long he
Ama
takes to
peri
give me a
atamadım.
parryable attack. First attack's always parryable. This is not parryable. That is though.
Nasıl ya?
Now he's gonna go into phase 2, which is always parryable. So this is free. One more parryable attack from him. For this lag spike here. Here we go. That wasn't parryable anyway. This is though. Okay, so that was pretty good RNG actually. That was a good fight. He was very kind to me there.
Abi zaten o Gundir şu anda atlıyor ölüyor.
For the speedrun, but for one of the incentives we're gonna be.
Ay şöyle boss şu anda da follaş oldu. Boss böyle şey yapıyor. Boss bara gidiyor. Abi herifin teki geldi sikti beni bana manyak etti. Ben de buradayım falan diyor yani.
Going on a quick trip to the dark grocery store, the dark shopping center here, and we're just gonna pick up some blueberries. They look a little gnarly, I'm not gonna lie, but they're the last bit of blueberries in this entire universe. And the firekeeper she really loves blueberries, so we're gonna give her these. And even though they look a little gross, she'll take them.
İnanılmaz ya.
Right through this illusory wall here. It's lag though. Pick those up. Yep, those are the blueberries. Bone to last rested. And you know, what are blueberries but small orbs? So, there's that too. But now I'm just going to be running to the next boss, so you can go ahead and read
Ben en korktuğum bu arada ben buraya kadar izlememiştim. Ben en son nerede bırakmıştım? Crystal Sage'de bıraktım. Crystal Sage'den sonra hiçbir şey görmemiştim bu speedrun'ın. Midiri böyle keserse ben oyunu bırakırım. Ya zaten oyunu bıraktım. Oyunu yani bilmiyorum ne yapacağımı bilmiyorum. Sinirden kendimi sikeceğim artık en sonunda.
Awesome. We have a $1,000 donation by ANC. Thank you to everyone involved donating and watching this for coming together for something wonderful. I never had more fun trying to figure out why everyone is shouting orb.
Oy bana bak. Oha.
We have an anonymous $300 donation that says Bloodborne hype. We have a $250 donation by Grinky saying, hey guys, pretty hyped for one of my favorite games, Dark Souls 3. I lost my mom last September to cancer, so I hope we can cure this monster of a disease. Good luck to Spacey 1, and I'm looking forward to you beating Freed and Gale.
Oh, me too.
Dümdüz yürüdü geçti yani.
Frida is a fun fight, but Gale is a really fun fight. And I mean, he's one of those bosses where like speedrunning could ruin him for you a little bit because he also has some habits that in a speedrun are really annoying. But I just love him so much casually that I can't hate Gale because it's just such a fun fight to do, even with those minor annoyances. So I'm going to be using Alpine here.
Dragon
just 'cause
bilmem
it's
ne
what I
armor
have.
muydu?
I haven't had
Dragon
a chance to
Slayer
buy
armor.
more resin really, just with the way it's routed. So this is what I could pick up, and DSA doesn't take too much elemental
Kaç
damage
saatte
anyway.
bitiriyor?
So
1,5
doesn't make a
saatte
huge deal
bütün
what
hepsi bitecek.
resin I use.
Atmadı. Bu ne?
Takes 6 hits to go into phase 2 here.
Boss şu anda şokta, ne oluyor lan diyor.
Just walk behind that.
Boss şoka girdi ya. Boss şoka girdi abi. Boss ne oluyor diyor. Forlaş oldu yani.
Then when he staggers, you want to try and get counter hits. He was 1 hit away. I thought I could beat him on that. That's fine though.
Ne bir dakikası ya, 30 saniye sürmedi oğlum.
Okay, we're gonna take this bonfire because the run back.
Armor ne zaman çıktı lan?
It's really long. It's like 5 minutes if you don't take any safety bonfires. So just in case. So now I'm gonna go ahead and explain equip load and how that relates to like your roll speed stuff. So you may have noticed that like I'm constantly.
Bu adam şey yapıyor değil mi? Birisi mesela şey yapıyor, arıyor. O sırada bir dakika boss kesiyorum diyor. Sikiyor boss'u, ondan sonra ne diyordun diyor.
Taking off armor, putting armor back.
Ben şöyle söyleyeyim, ben boss kesiyorum 1 saniye desem telefondaki bedava dakikalar biter.
On like putting on in this case specific pieces of armor, unequipping my weapon and stuff. That's all basically just to affect my equip load. See my weight ratio in the upper right hand corner there? It says 30% right now. There are 2 cutoffs basically for weight ratio. There's above and below 70, and then there's above and below 30. So 30% and 70%. If you're above 70, you get what we call a fat roll animation for your roll, which is like this really slow kind of, yeah, it's just like a really slow animation. You also get reduced iframes with your rolls when you fat roll, and then
Bu arada iframe, paso iframes diyor da o invincible frames, yani takla atarken Dark Souls'da belli bir frame'lerde o animasyonu yaparken belli noktalarda invinciblesınız, yani damage yemiyorsunuz. Iframe'den kastı o.
it nerfs stamina regen as well. Sorry, I was focusing. And so with all of that together, we basically never want to be over 70. Yeah. Missed the fall damage cancel there. That's fine. You never want to be over 70 in the run. We are very careful to never even briefly be at that because you can very quickly lose time if you have to even regen stamina while you're at
Müthiş ya,
70.
müthiş, cidden inanılmaz yani.
But then below 30 has a few advantages, but they're a lot less. Basically, all you get from below 30 in this game is a faster roll, as in literally you roll farther in the same amount of time, so it's like it carries you farther, so it's
Kaç boss
faster.
kaçırdı? Oyun bitti oğlum.
You don't get increased iframes in this game with a fast roll, which is a common misconception because DS1 it wasn't that way. You also don't get increased stamina regen below 30 in this game, which again is another misconception. Yeah, that gargoyle does that sometimes. It's nice. Free
Yani
4K
şimdi hiç
souls.
kimseyi kandırmayalım.
He
Buradaki
doesn't bother
chat'teki
us.
hiç kimse böyle oynayamaz bu oyunu.
But yeah, so we're basically, I'm going to be setting up my equip load so that I have as much defense as possible when I need it. But I still want to be able to fast roll if I'm not too worried.
Death counter yapmalarına gerek yok. Ölmedi.
But in fights, it doesn't really help me at all to have fast roll. So I'm going to be wearing armor for fights or anywhere else where I'm just
Harbiden orada bir
either
tane
not planning on
gargoyle
having to
direkt
roll no matter
öldü.
what, or if I'm just really terrified of taking a lot of damage.
Yani
I
gargoyle
will just put
intihar
my armor
etti.
back on. And so that's basically all the menuing. That's the reason I'm like constantly. The very first thing I did at the beginning of the run was go into my inventory, take off the top pieces of my armor. There's an arrow gonna land right behind me there.
Adam okun
Just so
ineceğini
that I
falan
can
söylüyor
roll
ya.
a little bit faster on my way to Gundyr. And then I don't bother putting it back on for Gundyr because it's Gundyr. All right, I'm going to quit out on this door. The reason I'm going to quit out on this door is because This is another spot, like in a marathon, it's just kind of a crapshoot whether you get hit by these guys before you can roll. Because you get iframes on the door again, but they can hit you right out of them before you can roll. They can also kind of phase through you while you're opening the door and then block you so that you can't get through. So marathon run, we're just not going to mess with that. So I'm just getting equipped for Princess here,
Bu
and then this is going to
kimdi?
be Princess.
Ha, abla ve abi. Prensler.
It's the less good opener. So I'm mostly going to be trying to stay behind him here, because that will minimize how much he teleports. Had to roll that attack.
Arkadaşlar abi olması abla ve abi olduğunu değiştirmez. Onlar abla ve abi.
Which is another benefit of being behind him, is it tends to bait
Öldü
attacks
bu.
that you can just walk around, which means I can save stamina for attacking rather than having to use it for rolling.
Aa, olaya bak.
I'm just gonna kind of tank some of those orbs. Okay. That's fine.
Adam hep arkasında ya. İnanılmaz yani.
And then I'm trying to hit him in the back here because I want to kill younger
Oh!
Princess as fast as possible. That's Princess. That was not a bad fight.
Not a bad fight. Adam okey yani olur kötü geçmedin
Just
diyor
gonna dupe
ya.
while I'm waiting for their very long death animation.
Oyun bile onun animasyonunu hazırlamamış yani. Baksana animasyonu toparlaması ne kadar
Yeah,
uzun
so
sürdü.
the
Tek
second phase,
phase'de
basically,
geçemez yani.
Younger Prince Lothric, they're playing piggyback. He rides on his brother's back, and he will just revive Lorien infinitely if you only kill Lorien. So you really want to just hit the younger brother. No penalty if you only
Brother
kill
değil,
Lothric.
sister.
All right, so now we're going to be running to kind of a secret area, I guess. But, you know, in the days of the internet, nothing is really secret for long. But we need a gesture to get to this area, and it's the gesture we picked up from killing Oseros. And I'm going to grab another item here. This is Ash's. Quit out on this door. The jailers can block you, and they will pretty much 100% of the time block you, and getting through them is sketchy, so I'm just not going to mess with it. But we're picking this up just to buy resin, which we're going to use for the rest of the run. So these are Xanthus ashes. But yeah, we're running to Archdragon Peak. We needed to kill Osiris to get the gesture to get here. And then there's two bosses
Aha
in
Nameless'a
Archdragon
gidiyor.
Peak. We're only going to fight one of them now.
Archdragon Peak
And we're going
dedi.
to fight the other one later. But the reason we're going there now is to get... The reason we're going there now is to get another set of ashes. And these set of ashes will let us buy our final tier of upgrade materials.
Şimdi baba Nameless'a nasıl tek
Titanite
atacak
chunks,
Nameless? Nameless
specifically.
işinden
There is
geçecek
technically
izleyin.
one more tier after that that only requires one item, and that's a slab, which we will buy later as well.
Ya benim tuvalete gitmem lazım ama gidersem Nameless
this is
oyunu
Archdragon
kaçıracağım.
Peak.
Bitirecek yani.
The first boss here is intended to be a gimmick fight. Basically, you run straight up to the Wyvern, which is the dragon. Ancient Wyvern is the name of the boss. Shouldn't say it's the dragon. People who are like super into dragon lore will yell at me. But yeah, he is technically a Wyvern.
Dancer Nameless'tan daha
You're
çok
supposed
daha
to
zor
run up
bence.
to him.
Yok be,
Just
Dancer
kinda
hiç
nope
zor
out,
değil
go
oğlum.
left.
Dancer'a tek attım lan hiç
And
bilmezken.
then you climb a bunch of scaffolding basically while getting harassed by enemies, run through this whole gauntlet. And then once you get to the top, you can jump down from above, do a plunging attack, and just one-shot him in the head. That's the intended way. We're kind of going to do that. We're just going to take a little shortcut.
Glitchleyecek
There's a
bak.
slightly faster way.
Sikecek şimdi bak. Ejderha bitti şu anda.
So we'll run through his legs here. Dodge that tail. Go through the right instead of the left. Just dupe while I'm waiting for him to get into position, just casually. So I don't have anything else to do here. Get my weapon back out. He's going to get into position for this attack. And we're just going to do that.
Ben gidiyorum. Tuvalete gideceğim. Sikerim öyle işi. Kendimi Nutella'ya falan vereceğim.
So, yeah, there's where you're supposed to run. When he's doing specific attacks, this little ledge here is just high enough. You can just kind of reach that. And then very quickly while he was dying, I jumped down and grabbed a ring that's not going to be super important for the marathon because I have extra health, but there's a skip later, which requires us to take damage. And you need that ring to survive that damage with 20 vigor, which is the amount we normally get in the run. So it's actually a very
530
important
bin
ring
soul mu var?
in the normal routing.
Anlıyorum.
But for us, it's not going to matter too much. But it's still nice to have because it's a 10% reduction on physical damage.
Sıkıntı yok.
It's not nothing.
530 bin soul fazla değil ya.
But we're just running through. We're gonna go pick up that item to buy our large chunks. Sorry, chunks I should say, not large chunks. And then we're just gonna go back and do some more shopping. So now's a fine time for some donations as well.
Arkadaşlar adamın level atlayacak bak diyorum herhalde.
Really big ones rolling in through here. How about 500 by all-in, $100 saving. Wait, Bloodborne? Take my money. And speaking of which, we are less than $7,000 away. Quickly closing that gap toward Bloodborne. Thank you guys for your charitable donations there so far. And we got a lot of this run left over.
Here, try to basically bone out right before they can hit me. Okay, good. Well, that didn't look nearly as scary as it sometimes does. They can get all caught up on each other and stuff, and it's nice when that happens. Then it's not scary.
Daha Nameless'a dalmadı.
Okay, so this is going to be our last
Undercoat.
level up here.
Çok teşekkürler unuttuğun için.
So we're going to go ahead and place.
Yine abonemsin. Eyvallah abi.
We're going to go ahead and place the cinders here. This is what we get for killing certain key bosses in the game. Cinders that we place here to trigger the final fights. We're going to place them now. I'm going to be trying to go for cancels. Really? Yeah, basically, if you trigger the placement right at the animation, you kind of need those. My last level up here, I'm just gonna go for 29 endurance. Then I'm gonna give her the blueberries. And I mashed through that quickly, but she said thank you and that she loves blueberries. Okay, so then I'm just going to give these 2 ashes here. Sell my souls. And I'm just gonna buy some bundles. Some resins. The last of the
Ya bir şeyler oluyor ama anlamıyorum yani.
This will get me to plus 10. That's everything. Okay. And now I'm just going to do a little magic trick here in this cutscene. Yep, we got it. So there's an area. You're supposed to be teleported to Darkfire Link here. Some of you may remember. But we're just going to skip that. You just get teleported to Darkfire Link and then you have to walk up to a bonfire to teleport you here.
Nameless'ı ne ara kesti mi lan Nameless'ı? Ben yanlışlıkla atladım mı lan Nameless'ı? Bilmiyorum, bir saniye ilerledik falan diye kesmiş olabilir yani.
We can actually just bone the last rested during the cutscene, and it puts us here for some reason. So that's what we did. You have to skip the cutscene, and then you have to bone out without being able to see your inventory.
Ne yapıyor?
It's just a neat little trick. But so we're entering the DLCs now, and we're coming up on the other hardest trick in the game. It's hard for very different reasons. There's we got a bit of a run to get there, but we've got a few things to explain on the way anyway. So first of all, I mentioned at the very beginning of the run that Spook is supposed to kill you if you fall like too far, basically, what the game considers too far. It has kind of a flexible definition of too far. It's intended to keep you from sequence breaking like we have been. But what you do to get past that is you can actually quit out as you hit the ground after casting Spook. And Spook makes it so the game takes a little bit longer than normal to decide that you're dead. If you don't have Spook, or Silver Cat Ring also works. The buffs that Spook and Silver Cat Ring are basically identical. At least the fall damage one.
Bu arada diyor ki
the fall damage part is this.
Spook hani bu basıyor, uzun mesafeden düşünce ölmüyor ya, ama belli mesafeden sonra ölüyor musun zaten. Spook da olsa olmasa da. Ama Spook'u basıp belli mesafe düşüp tam yere dokunacakken oyundan çıkarsan oyunun anlaması uzun sürdüğü için ölmüyormuşsun.
Same. But you'll take a little bit to die with that on. And then you can just quit out as you hit the ground, but before the game decides that you're dead, and the game will save your position at the bottom, despite, you know, not killing you like it's intended to. So those are what we call spook quits. They actually work in Dark Souls 1 as well, but the spell is a different name in Dark Souls 1, so we call them fall control quitouts.
Oha, buradan bonfire'e giriş mi var?
Or rather DS1 runners do. Just get out of here, wolf.
What?
Do that to despawn the other wolf. To get the rest of my armor off here. So yeah, that's going to be part of what we're doing is a spook quit. Step 1, I need to break that bridge. If I forget to break that bridge, then you have to do the entire skip again. So shout outs to Kim, who forgot to break that bridge in a marathon race once that we did. So shout outs to him. So I'm going to line up my stamina bar with this tree. Use spook again to buffer the roll. Spam off. This will let me... Oh, that was close. That lag spike almost killed me. But it ate my input, put me in the wrong part of the menu, but I just got it in time. So we're down here. That's step 1. Now this is another death cam skip. So that tells you our goal ultimately is going to be to walk through something that's deloaded, but it's a little bit farther away this time where we need to go. And the other fun thing about death cam, fun in quotation marks. Oh yeah, if I mistime that roll, by the way, I also die. But another fun thing about death cam, fun in quotation marks, is that your controls are messed up. Specifically, it's kind of like tank controls. Turning my character, like hitting left makes my character turn to the left, and hitting right makes them turn to the right.
Oyun şeye
Forward makes you
döndü.
run
Diablo'ya
forward, back just
döndü.
makes you kind of
GTA
spaz
1.
out. But there's also some other weird things about death cam. Like if you get hit or bonk into things, it'll change the way your character's pointed
Oha, o
without
ağaca böyle mi
changing the way
tırmanıyor?
they're visibly facing. So your movement once you get bonked or like hit by something can be really unpredictable. Also, I have to dodge arrows while I'm doing this. Because
Oğlum ben bu ağacı normal bile geçemiyorum ya.
And then here the camera flips.
Anlıyorum.
Which effectively flips my controls.
Anlıyorum. Adam kendini bile görmüyor.
By the way, just have this memorized.
What the
There
fuck?
And that's the hard part. We're done. Oh.
Adam oyunu bile görmüyor ya.
So it looks like I'm doing nothing here. I'm actually climbing a ladder. That bridge that we broke at the beginning became a ladder on this side. And so this is the point where if you forgot to break that bridge, you realize it. And I have to tell you, the clip of Kemp doing that in the race is just the funniest thing. I feel so bad for him. And he redid the skip perfect second try again. I'm very proud of him, but it was hilarious. So now this door here to get into the area here, this is not deloaded actually, but past this is. And so there's two things we're gonna do. We're gonna get a shortcut door just to make sure we don't have to do that again, even if I happen to die to Frida. Frida is one of the harder fights. So I'm gonna run over here, grab this door, which I'm not supposed to be.
Ay bu arada hani kamera bir ara yukarıdan aşağıya geçti ya. Tam geçtiği saniyede de kontrollerde normalde sağa gitmek için D'ye basarken artık sağa gitmek için A'ya basman gerekiyormuş. Hani ben onu yapsam beynim pudinge döner, ben onu yerim. Nasıl ya?
Able to open from this side as well. And then once this is open, I'm just going to run straight into the Frida fight. A little lost. There we go. Not used to doing that in real runs, obviously. We just go straight for Frida, and if you die, oh well. Run's dead anyway. But yeah, so I hit that dialogue trigger there. That's how I know I'm through. And I'll take a moment just to turn around and show you the statue that we just walked through, just so you know.
Nerede şu anda adam? Ne bileyim.
But you're
Cehennemin
supposed
dibinde
to have
artık
to go
benim
do
için.
like minutes of stuff. So even though that skip takes a while, it's like, it still saves like at least a minute and a half. And it skips fighting Wilhelm, which is why we call it Wilhelm skip. But yeah, there's the statue. That's not supposed to be still there when I'm walking through here.
Baksana yani.
Now I just need to equip a few things before I trigger the fight. Make sure I have my resin. I'm kind of just going to focus on Frida. that delayed swing. Okay.
Damage yedi. Haha. Anlamaktayım.
Actually,
Invisible
I'm
olduğu
gonna go
yeri
for the
biliyor.
backstab since she's back against the wall like that. Casually, if you really want to, you can just wait for that invis and then just backstab her. Okay. That was an okay phase one.
En sevdiğim boss Free'de mi hala? Yok. En sondaki boss neydi Değerli'nin? En sevdiğim Dark Souls'da şu ana kadar en zevk aldığım
So I'm
boss
gonna
oydu.
bait Father Arendelle over here. Try and keep him out of the way of Frida's ice as much as possible.
Müthiş boss'tu. Çok zevkli boss'tu. Çok basit boss, çok kolay tahmin edebiliyorsun ama çok zevkli bir boss.
That's phase 2. That was fine. Now just phase 3. Yeah, that was good Frida RNG. Her first ice attack just didn't go far enough, and then she didn't do a second one, so that's good. So she always opens phase 3 the same way, which means we always punish it the same way.
Adam sabit
Walk
yerine
under her
gidiyor ya.
L1,
Anlıyorum.
backstab. Anytime you backstab Frida, you can charge an R2 and get 2 more L1s.
Oy, yok etti.
So that's
Bitti
a
oğlum
lot of
boss.
damage, as you can see, just right off the opener.
Kapa. Boss kapa. Bitti. Kapa. Hiç zorlama.
Ah. And then she's gonna go invisible. Okay. I'll just take the heal for safety. You can wait to backstab that attack as well, but she's low enough I don't want to. Just finish her. Alright, that was fine.
Yani ilk defa zorlandığı boss buydu.
Yes.
Ve
Ladies and
yani,
gentlemen, you get to see Bloodborne right after this.
yani bir şey söyle, zorlandığından kastım. Bir dakikada kesemedi. O da boss'un mekaniğinden dolayı.
So we're in DLC 2 now. So we basically just have DLC 2 now, and then a few mid-game kind of cleanup bosses that we're gonna do after. So we're getting close to the end of the run, kind of. We got one more skip here before Demons, which is our next boss. This skip is tricky.
Daha YouTube'a bunlar yüklenmemiş. Yarın
Trickier than it
yüklenir büyük
looks
ihtimalle.
because it's 3 jumps kind of in a row, and depending on how you land the first jump and then the second jump, the third jump can be really tricky because you can just like slide out of where you're landing. We can do
An anonymous $200. We also have time donating this week for a cool Dark Souls 3 run, and also in memory of my grandmother who died to cancer. Can I get a praise the sun from the audience?
İzledikten sonra
Excellent,
deniyormuş. Yok
guys.
abi
Thank you.
yani
I can't see the audience, but I assume that they
sınırlarımı
did.
biliyorum.
We also have a $350 donation from the soul of Cinder that says, "See you soon."
So this is the jump here.
Yok,
This
yok,
is where you can
gerek değil.
slide out, but I got it. So that's first triangle skip. That's nice. Definitely gonna grab this bonfire if you in the run as well.
Aha geldik boss'a.
I'll explain more about that. First, we're going to start off with just lightning resin, though. So
Oh,
the demons,
demons it
one of
is.
them starts out like red and melee like this, aggroed, and then the other one starts out ranged. I want to kill the aggro one before the second one goes aggro, while avoiding the ranged attacks. Because those ranged attacks inflict
Öldü oğlum
toxic
boss.
on top of doing quite a bit of damage.
Boss bitti. Anlıyorum. Bir de stagger yedi. Öldü boss.
And if you're fast, you can even get a few hits on the ranged demon before he finishes phasing, so that's good. Nice.
Anlıyorum. Bütün fight 15 saniye sürmedi.
Okay, so now I'm going to apply bleed. Remember what I said about the way that bleed proc works. So I'm hitting him. I'm not damaging the boss, but I am building bleed proc. So this makes sure that I get my bleed proc before the fight is over. And then I can kind of loop him here in phase 2 a little bit. by kind of staying to his side.
Ya
He
ya
will
benim
eventually
boss'u
break
baga
out no matter
soktu
what,
ya.
though. But we can't just kill the boss that way. But we can get some free damage in and not have to deal with his attack RNG for a little bit. So now you saw he started going into his mega attack, the, I don't know, we always just call it the Spirit Bomb. He's gonna start going into it again, which means I can kill him before he gets it off. So... yeah, and that's demons. That fight can be
Vahşet
really
ya,
trolly,
vahşet,
like,
vahşet.
The meteors that
Katliam
he does,
izliyoruz.
the way we do the fight, like it's, if you have to deal with those meteors, it's really scary. They
Vahşet
do a lot
yani.
of damage. So it's really sketchy if you don't at least just only need like one more hit. But we're heading to our next skip now. I'm not going to
Tuvalete
say what the
giden
next
biri var,
boss is
neler
going to
kaçırdı
be. Leave
bilmiyorum.
that to be a
O
surprise, I
tuvaletten
guess.
dönemedi, oyun bitti oğlum.
But we're going to be doing a set of skips here, 2 skips right in a row to get down to the next boss. I keep taking my armor off. I don't actually want my armor off here. Yes, we're just making our way downtown right now. We're going to have to do some setup for this skip, but it saves enough time that it is well worth it.
Ben de aynısını yaptım. Ben de speedruncıyım.
So why don't we go ahead and get
Ben böyle
a
yapmam
donation
ya.
or
Meleği
two
bir yandan
while I'm
atladım.
setting up. Oh, that's fat rolled.
No worries. We have $100 donations from HS that says, Dark Souls shows that no matter how bleak the world may look, the smallest embers can light up the
Hece
world.
oynar.
Let our donations be the spark to eliminate the curse of
Beni
cancer
yaptın daha
once and for all.
cooldu. Tabii
Thanks to
öyleydi.
everyone involved for setting up such a great event and to all who have donated.
Orada çok üzücü bir şey okudum chatten.
Umut yardım edip
Nice.
gamepad sorunumu
Orkun,
çözdü.
sevindim.
Bu yardımseverliğinden dolayı kendisine modluk.
Ona da bakarız ya. Ama çok
Verilmesini
teşekkürler abi 3 TL
teklif
için.
ediyorum. L-U-L.
Çok teşekkürler. Sonra çözüldüğü için çok sevdim. Bu arada çok üzücü bir şey okuyorum. Hazırlanın. Çok ağlayacaksınız. Türkiye'de oyunu indirene kadar bitiyor bu adam. Bitiriyor bu adam. Şöyle söyleyeyim. Türkiye'de bizden oyunu indirene kadar, bu oyun kaç? 20 GB falan. Bu adam bu oyunu 5 kere bitirir. Ne oluyor lan? Ah, sesler niye sıçtı lan? Ah! Çok kötü oldu. Niye öyle oldu ya? Tulak çok kötü. Teşekkürler abone olduğun için. Canımsın, en iyi abonemsin. Ah siktir.
Accidentally.
Niye bir anda sesler fırladı ya? Çok kötü oldum.
Sure, we'll say it's on purpose. It's a good example of like how much attention you have to pay to your inventory
Çok
in this game.
etkileyici bir aboneydi.
Like I accidentally was fat rolling there for a little bit, and the reason was because I had the wrong gloves on. Like you just really
Yazın en iyi
have to pay
abone
attention
oldu.
to your menuing
Ay
in
çok
this game.
kötüydü ya.
We can go ahead and get one more donation though.
How about a $1,000 donation?
Kesti bunu.
An anonymous one that says, watching one of my favorite games with awesome commentary while helping to kill cancer and get another one of my favorites into the marathon? Just shut up and take my money.
All right, so we're actually starting the skip now. We need this bug to come with us. We also need him to not jump off the edge, which he sometimes is a fan of doing. He shouldn't if I manipulate him correctly, but you never know. Yeah, so I'm using parries
Garip
to
bir şey
manipulate
yapacak.
him. I hit him 3 times to aggro him.
Garip bir şey yapacak.
So I'm now luring him back to the area where I killed the giant. This is why I had to kill the giant. You don't have to do that casually. I'm baiting him over here with parries for some reason. Cast spook. Partial that on purpose so that he doesn't stagger me. And then he
Efsane
will
Kaan.
always follow up
Çok
with this.
teşekkür 7. ay için canımsın.
If I
İyi
position
abonemsin.
myself
Eyvallah
correctly,
abi.
clip me through the floor. And then I have to do a spook quit out.
Ya bunu nasıl bulabilirsin ya? Bunu bir insan nasıl bulabilir abi? Bir insan bunu nasıl bulabilirsin ya? Her şeyi siktir ettim. Bunu yapmasını siktir ettim. Bunu nasıl buldun? Çok merak ediyorum. Her şeyi siktir ettim. Bunu nasıl buldun? Birisi bunu nasıl bulmuş olabilir ya? Yani adamı peri yapa buraya oraya kadar getirip ondan sonra ilk atağını partial peri yapıp ondan sonra da 2 tane animasyonunu yaptıktan sonra yere atmasından yere düşebildiğini nasıl bulabildin? Bu nasıl olabilir?
And play. Spook.
Bak.
I'm baiting him over here with parries for some reason. Cast spook. partial that on purpose so that he doesn't stagger me. And then he will always follow up with this, which if I position myself correctly, clip me through the floor. And then I have to do a spook quit out like that. That's the skip. And the bug has a line where he says, "I shall partake" when he does the grab attack, so that's why we call that partake skip. But the thing about that, like basically the way that it works is that if you've ever been grabbed by that attack casually, the bug kind of like lays you down at his feet after he's done munching on you. And so if we're up on the stairs and he is not, he will actually clip us through the stairs in order to put us down at the height of his feet, which is very nice of him. But we're immediately going to be into another skip, and this one has not been shown at a GDQ yet, or any marathon for that matter. This is the new elevator clip that we will be using. Position myself in the corner here. Get my camera lined up a certain way here. And if I fall during the out of bounds, I will just go the old way. This is what I was using the storm roller for. Nice. That's the elevator clip. Now, okay. We're not screwed yet. I can quit out, save that, and hopefully I just don't get the infinite fall where you load back in and immediately fall off again. Obviously, you try not to do that, but this pillar is super annoying to get around.
Ayşenur,
Like, you want to
çok
get around it
teşekkür
fast, but it extends so far.
Eyvallah. Aynen 11 ay kalmış.
There we go. We did it. Now we're dropping down onto what we can't see now, but it'll load in when we hit it. So this is a 1 pixel wide wall. I fell. Yeah, you have to jump around an invisible wall there. That's fine, but
Oyunu kırdı, hile yaptı FETÖ'cü.
the old way now. And the old way is actually another partake skip, so if you're a fan of partakes, we're gonna get to partake again. This one is easier than the other one. We gotta do a quick spook quit out here. Yeah, you have to jump over an invisible
Bu arada harbiden trainer
wall
açsan
there.
bundan daha yavaş
And it's like
çalışıyorsun.
you're jumping from a 1
Yana
pixel
soralım
wide
kaç
wall
sürede
onto
bitirmiş.
another 1 pixel wide wall. So it's that jump, if you mistime it a little bit, you can easily fall off. But fortunately, it puts us in a good position to go back and do the old way. So it's not the worst thing that could happen. I need to put my helmet back on here too.
Bir tane
just
gayet
so we
GTA
can
Vice
damage.
speedrun'ı var. Abi izleriz ya.
Since I'm down here, I guess I'll grab this bonfire, just in case. This run back's annoying, because Midir is aggroed already up in the sky there, if you have to run back down here. Alright, so I'm gonna make sure I have my shield out here.
Yine aynı bug'ı yapıyor.
And if I did it right, just clip through these stairs. So we're still out of bounds. You will recognize where we are at momentarily. Just drop off. You gotta make sure not to drop off too far to the right. There's a kill box there. And look who it is. It's Midir.
Ya nasıl
We don't have
ya?
to fight Bridge Midir. We can just go down here and fight him here.
Nasıl ya?
And if I do my movement consistently here, I can manipulate the same attacks every time, so that's what I'm trying to do. Nah, just out too long. This is still fine though. Yeah, this claw attack is what I wanted to get there. Manipulating the second one is easy, even if you missed the first, so. I might actually be able to show another thing off here. Oh, okay, no. Never mind. If you get enough damage in... Yeah, he was 1 hit off. If you get enough damage in before he goes phase 2, his face will actually just immediately explode as soon as he finishes phase 2, rather than you having to hit him there. But I didn't quite get enough damage in. Here.
Yazıklar olsun. Ya cidden yazık. Allah her şeyi.
So now we have this. Every speedrunner hates this boss. I mean, some people like. This is yet again another Demon Souls throwback. Basically, it's reminiscent of Old Monk in Demon Souls. But the NPC version that you have to fight when offline in this run is just so obnoxious. NPC fights in this game in general are obnoxious because they can roll a lot
Ruhsal
and
olarak
just
çöktüm.
waste you
Bittim.
so
Şu
much
anda
time
kötü hissediyorum
because they
abi.
just decide to play really passive. And this fight is no exception. First, though, I'm going to take
Tadım
this way
tozum her şeyim
down the
kaçtı. Var
elevator
ya ciddi
so that
söylüyorum.
I can grab Chloranthi +3, which is our last ring. And again, it's a stamina regen increasing ring, and stamina regen is very valuable when we can get it.
Adam 4 tane yüzük aldı zaten ya.
And I'm gonna grab those. Those are just some extra blossoms. Yeah, so he's right in here. First of all, we're gonna kill Argo. You don't have to kill Argo. He will die on his own, but it's faster if you kill him. The fight starts faster.
Senden özenip
And
aldım
Argo's
oyunu,
kind
3
of
gündür
annoying just
ikinci
on
boss'a
his own.
gelmeye çalışıyordum. Bunu
Depending
gördüm,
on
bırakıyorum
when he
oyunu.
opens the fight.
Ya ben oyunu bitirdim,
We're
ben
just
de
gonna
bırakıyorum
get
oyunu
behind
yani.
him,
Cidden
basically.
Allah belasını versin her şeyin
And
ya.
trying to stay behind him to kill him. It'll take me 8 L1s.
Ha şimdi online birisi gelecektim. Bu onu da siker.
Yeah, this is the opener I don't want. I have to run back this way. This is fine though. There we go. Okay, now the Painting Guardian will spawn.
Offline oynuyor. NPC tokatlayacak.
No backstab. So now I'm kind of on a time limit. I really need to kill this Painting Guardian before Half-Light spawns. Okay. This could be a rough cycle now. That was my fault. We want him to keep his bow out like this. This is good. Wow, he was exceptionally nice to me there. Like,
Ya şöyle söyleyeyim. Bana gelen boktan online oyuncudan daha hızlı kesti. Bana gelen boktan oyuncudan daha hızlı kesti ya.
literally bow the entire time. And I mean, I will admit, I screwed up that fight and he just gave it to me anyway. So, you know, when the game hands you a win, you just gotta take it. So what's annoying about that boss, since you didn't get to see it, is that his katana, when he's two-handing it, he can just get basically the player equivalent of 2 free R2s in on you, and it's a true combo. And if you're like at all below full health, it will just kill you immediately. When he has his shield out, he can parry you. You just have to bat together the stuff Gale away a lot in phase 1 and phase 3.
Iskaladı. Kötü oyuncu. Ya boss şu anda bir kere dokunabileyim diye kıçını yırtıyor, yemin ediyorum. Yani boss şu anda dokunabilsem mutlu olacağım diyor ya.
Notice you can strafe his jump there though. That should be phase 2. No. See, he was like about to go phase 2 and decided to just
Dokundu, mutlu oldu şu anda.
jump away instead. Yeah. For phase 2. That's a good opener.
Oha, üzerine giderek dodge'layabiliyor musun onu? What the fuck?
Just gonna immediately roll in. I'm trying to stagger him there so he can't do that jump, just to save a little time. Oh, good.
İki kere vurdu ha.
He did that follow up.
Neyse kesti. Tek attı yani.
Nice. That's scale.
Bir dakika sürdü mü boss? Bir dakika sürdü mü boss?
And with that, we're done with the DLCs. We're just got a few cleanup bosses, and then we'll head into the last boss here. So next up, we have Champion Gravetender. So I guess we're not technically done with the DLCs because we have to go back and get Champion Gravetender. This is why we got that bonfire at the beginning of Wilhelm skip, so we can get down to Gravetender. It's actually really funny because going down the routes, like the way that I went up, is kind of the intended way for getting to Gravetender, and it's actually like 5 different ways to get down to Gravetender, and
bir
none of
heyecan
them is the
beslediğine
routes
gerim yok
because the
mu
routes
falan
is
yok.
just by far the
Ya oğlum
slowest.
adam bunları
So it's funny
keserken
watching
bunları
just kind of
anlatıyor
all
bir
the
de.
different ways we've used to get to Gravetender over the years and how like none of them have been the intended way. So there's a strat you can do here that's a little bit slower where you're running around to the back, kill the dogs first, and then kill Gravetender, but we're gonna go YOLO Gravetender. Saves about 6
Ya
seconds.
tek yedi bu. Abi köpek.
But it makes this strat a lot more fun. This fight a lot more fun. Because otherwise this is like kind of a trash mob NPC fight. And that was a good wolf pattern. So we're looking good right now. We just gotta kill Gravetender before the wolf gets here. That's a good example of why NPC enemies are annoying. And then this NPC enemy can both roll and block.
Yep.
This is not what I want to see from the wolf, though. That's fine. It's just slow. See, as soon as I get him to face,
Just slow. Just slow dedi. Kurt fiziksel olarak gözüktükten 30 saniye sonra öldü ve just slow dedi.
I'm glad I got to show off.
30 saniye.
It's a cool strat.
3 ay kaldı.
It's just you can get triple hit by the wolves.
Bozkan,
hit by
çok
the wolves
teşekkürler
and
altıncı için,
Gravetender
canımsın.
there,
En
and
iyi abone
it can
yapsın,
kill you
eyvallah
really,
abi.
really fast. Or if like the wolves just stay really far away and you don't get a chance to kill them. And then if you have to chase them around and Gravetender, it can just get really hectic really fast. Well, that's why that strat is a bit risky. And now, Nameless, this boss received a lot of hype when the game first came out for being one of the hardest. I don't think that's wrong necessarily. He's not one of the hardest in the speedrun, but he's not one of the easiest either. In the speedrun, probably the most annoying thing about him is the chicken in phase 1 because the chicken has like 2 openers and there's one that's like
Arkadaşlar
a live.
Nameless'ı zor sanan ve wow diyen arkadaşlar varsa az sonra bunun yok olacağını bilin. O yüzden Nameless'ın hala zor olduğunu düşünmek istiyorsanız şu anda ekranlarınızı kapatın. Tek atacak yoksa.
Easier to punish than the other one. So we'll see. That's a good opener. And that's why that's good opener. Just immediate fried chicken. And you always want to
Kaç saniye sürdü? Siktir lan kaç saniye?
finish the
What?
immediate.
Bekle bir dakika. Tekrardan izliyoruz.
So we'll see.
Bak bir saniye. Boss'un canı çıktığından itibaren kaç saniye sürdü? İlki. Başlatıyorum.
Good
Başlattım.
opener. And that's why that's good opener. Just immediate fried chicken.
13 saniye. 15 saniye bile değil ya. 13 saniye ya. 13 saniye ya. 13 saniyede de kesmezsin abi.
I want to finish the chicken off with a riposte because it skips its death animation. That sucks. I'm missing a strat here because I staggered him too late, so I have to do this a little differently now. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, so if you stagger him... So if you stagger him while he's still doing the lightning slam attack, he'll actually start doing that again immediately right after you stagger him. But I just kind of got clipped by the lightning there. And so that's why I didn't get it in time. So I just went for the riposte for safety.
30 saniye sürdü
Now
abi.
we just
Boss
gotta run to
30
ODK.
saniye
This is
sürdü.
the second to last boss.
Toplamda bütün boss
Poor
Nameless
ODK.
43 saniyede
He was,
gitti.
he's kind of intended to be a mid or even early game boss. Like you're supposed to fight him with
Toplamda
like probably a
bütün
plus
şey
4,
43
maybe a plus
saniye.
5 or something. But we have a plus 10 now, so we're just going to come back and bully him because the category demands it. While we're running through
Nasıl
here,
zevk
we can just
alıyor?
take some donations.
Oğlum ben boss'u böyle kessem var ya öyle bir zevk alırım ki. Bu oyunda hani 31'den giden bir tane abla vardı ya. Çok fazla 31'den gitti. Onun gibi olurum. Ciddi söylüyorum. Öyle bir zevk alırım ki öyle tık diye giderim ha. Net söylüyorum.
Of course we got $100 from Green
Ablam
Fairy
erkek
that says,
o. Arkadaşlar,
"My
erkek
fiancé
olmasa
introduced
abla
me to
olduğunu
GDQ
değiştirmez.
and I introduced him to the Dark Souls series. It seemed appropriate to donate in his honor during this run. Thanks to all the runners and staff that put this event together. Praise the PCF. We have an anonymous $500 donation that says, thanks to all the runners and staff for putting on an amazing marathon for such a good cause. You all rock. Shout out to my brother watching this stream. Praise the sun.
So this is ODK. He has one defense and only one defense. And it only happens if you get bad positioning anyway. I'll explain it after.
Öldü bu.
Yeah.
10 saniye
That's ODK.
sürmedi.
Poor ODK.
10 saniye sürmedi. Boss 10 saniye sürmedi abi. Boss uyanamadı bile. Yani şöyle söyleyeyim, gözünde çapak vardı yani.
If you're positioned incorrectly when you stagger him the last time, he can actually clip you into his hammer.
Hayır. Boss'un canı gözüktüğünde zaten canı yarısına inmişti.
And then you just kind of can get hit with the AoE, and you still actually won't even die, even with the normal amount of vigor. So poor ODK, that's his only defense, and it's still not, oh, that's the wrong warp. Still not enough to kill you. But we're finishing up the run, so there's going to be a cutscene, and then I'm going to have player control briefly, and I can choose whether to kill her. If I don't kill her, then it'll just fade out into a different ending. So definitely, if I kill her, you will know that we got the kill ending because it will be clear. So this is the last boss here.
Bunu ne yapacak acaba? Nameless'ın içinden geçti. 43 saniye sürdü bütün Nameless. Ejderhayla birlikte.
So there is one strat I can kind of go for here with.
Ya burada da 5 saat harcamazsın ha.
Okay, it's actually a little lower of a hit count than I want, but we'll see. I'm still going to go for it. Yeah, you can roll that AoE by the way.
4-5 kere de kesilir.
Yep.
Bence tekte kesersin
Staggered him
ya.
out of the wombo. And that's the game. So time ends when I summon the Firekeeper. So I'll call time in a little bit. And time.
Müzik başlayamadı. Müzik başlayamadı yani. Ne diyeyim? Affetsizlik.
Bearing or kill.
Dur kendimi görev. Ben bu endinglerini görmedim. Benim en son kestiğim ejderhayı kestim mi? Abi ejderha konuşmak istemiyor şu anda, öyle diyeyim.
The first flame quickly fades. Darkness will shortly settle. But one day, tiny flames will dance across.
Ne diyeyim yani.
Ashen One, hearest thou my voice still?
I practiced that fake out to make sure I didn't accidentally kill her.
Mutsuzum. Ne diyeyim? Hocam ejderha ağlıyor. Allah ağlıyor. Başka ne? Ben HDQ'yu bu sene çok fazla izleyemedim. Başka ne var? Çok çok iyi speedrunlar.